Now, thanks for watching Pro Say Mike documentary. What this will show is that this is the official docket, the original docket. As you can see, the case number at the top. I won't be redundant, but it's got the CEH next to the numbers -SPC. And of course, that represents who the judge and the magistrate is. But the other way that you can tell that it is properly recorded with the court in part is you see the blue letters underneath. It should be case numbers, but of course we can't ask for anything that would support my case. But the numbers next to the date, and I'll just pull this up like this. You see the date and you see the numbers. Every document entry must have the date that the order was put forth, and it must have a document number. And when it's highlighted, the judge knows that this is what you click on according to what's being argued and what's been objected to. And when you click on that number, it will bring up the document that's within that number. Now, you see between 10 and 11, there's a number inserted. There's an information inserted, but without the document number. And I won't get into that. It's very relevant, but just to point that out, that there's nothing there. And in essence, it's very important because they was never served by the marshals. They received a phone call that they were being sued, but as you can see, they were never served by the marshal. And you can always mute the voice and read and see for yourself. So, having said that, every document will have a document number and it will be highlighted in blue. That's a link. It's a link. And so when you click on that link, when the judges click on that link, they will find the information as to what's being opposed or supported thereof. So one moment. Like for instance, this particular order that it emanated from an outside source, and you can see where it came from. So it has Anderson versus City of Naples. And it has no case number at the top, very top. On the side it does. But it has no, and that's just the magistrate judge, but it doesn't have the judge. On the down you go to the next, at the bottom of that page, it tells you where it was created at. Docket.justia.com, not the clerk of court. So this is a fraudulent document. It shows you where it was created, and it shows you that it was the party of the attorneys and the law firm doing business outside of the court. Every document within the court has to have the court seal. And the court seal is the document number. And at the bottom, you have copied, and you have the magistrate's signature there to try to authenticate it. But it can't be authenticated because it's a fraudulent document, and you can see it's not recorded with the court. But it was recorded by an outside source. You see at the top, Anderson versus City of Naples, and where it was created at. Now, bear with me. Now, I showed you the legitimate docket with the CEH-SPC. Well, this is the fraudulent one that bears the initials UA-SPC. And the same as in the previous video where I showed you the calendar number. Now, what I would like to draw your attention to, bear with me. On this particular page, the entries, it has the date, but the entries are not highlighted. So they're not clickable. You can't retrieve any information from that. Further shows that this was forged. The judge's signatures at the federal court was forged because it couldn't be on appeal because there's nothing active. But what I'd like to draw your attention to is 117. And 117 states, oh, come on. 117 states, this is where they switched the docket, that the order that plaintiff notice of appeal of the magistrate judge, oh, give me a break, of the magistrate judge, and it speaks on those terms. And it further overruled by Judge Charlene Edwards Honeywell. So bear with me. I know I stumbled there, but moving right along. Now, what I'd like to draw your attention to is 141. Document number 141 on appeal. In looking at that, 141, the court reporter states that the appeal was not paid for. Michael Anderson, filing fees, not paid. That's document 141, so you have the date 12/11/2012. So it's going to appeal. Now, what I would like to draw your attention to, let's go down two from there. 142, 143, and then you have an entry with no document number. But it's inserted, information has been inserted there. And then it skips down to 144. But what I'd like to draw your attention to, he stated that the documents was forwarded to the appeal court. I'm messing up, but bear with me. He's stating that the documents was forwarded to the appellate court. And just bear with me, please. I know it's okay. He's stating that the appeal was transmitted to the appellate court. And you can always turn the volume down and read it for yourself. And so in doing so, and that's between 143 and 144, there's no document number. He inserted that there, knowing that it was never sent, never transmitted, but he also tried to cover his tracks by inserting reference number 141. So when you reference 141, what does it state? Filing fees not paid. So in part, you get it if filing fees are not paid, the judges cannot hear the case. It is unappealable. But they went further and forged a panel of judges' names and wrote their own decision and forged a panel of judges' names and uploaded it onto the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals. But I want to keep these brief, and I'll address that in the next video. This is Pro Se Mike Documentary. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share, because this is the federal court. And if the federal court is corrupt, my goodness. And as you can see, there's no case numbers there. It's just got electronic filing, where everything is electronic filed. But there's no case number. And I'll address that in the further videos. Thanks for watching Pro Se Mike Documentary.